we are going to go ahead and get started because we may say something that we want to make sure we get it recorded and out to the people. So thank you for joining us here on GPS to God. If you do not have fun today, there is something wrong with you. Check your pulse. This is going to be a good one. That is my that's my take on it. So please make sure that you rate, review, subscribe wherever you happen to listen or watch. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the podcast apps. We are there. You can catch us on YouTube. GPS to God in the search bar, just type it in, or youtube.com/c/GPS to God. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified when new content is posted. Every Monday we try and put up a new episode. We're pretty good about doing that. Reach out to us through email, podcast@parkwaybc.net. Let us know what you want to hear about. Today is going to be a mailbag episode. That's what we're calling this one, digging deep into the mailbag. So make sure you get your questions, comments in there for the next go-round when we do this again. And let us know what you want to hear about, debates we can settle, life advice, and some of the stuff we're going to get into today. New episodes every Monday. Check us out on Instagram, see some behind-the-scenes stuff. You can check out Ryan's World Travels. He's been all over the place the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that he has.
We're going to try and get some pictures out of him so we can put that up as well. But today, joining Fano and myself, we have Mr. Brandon Shanks. We'll go ahead and throw first name, last name.
That's fine.
Very professional.
Yeah, very
That's right.
professional. Make you seem important.
Yep.
You know,
I need all the help I can on that.
This is the second time Brandon has been here.
Yes.
The first time we literally broke his heart.
This is true.
We broke his heart literally.
We did.
Because we just let him come one time and kicked him out, and then he ended up in the hospital. We'll get to that a little bit later, maybe.
More to come on that.
More to come on that. But we're glad you're back. We're glad you're whole and in one piece, and
So am I.
all that kind of stuff. And we also have Mr. J.C. Swafford with us, and he's been. I don't want to say he's been begging to come on the show, but he has made it known. Should we need someone, give him a phone call. So he got the call today.
The time has come.
This is an open audition right here. Audition by fire, trial by fire. Throwing him right in the deep end here. So
what episode number are we on?
That's a great question. I think this is episode number 16.
16. I definitely
16.
thought it had been in the top 8, but I digress.
Yeah. Well, we're just getting better with each episode
There you go.
here.
Yeah.
So you
Got to build.
Russell Monday got 2 shots before I even got
did.
1. So
Russell, well.
And you see what that's done to him.
He did, yes.
Russell's broken right now, too. Russell's on the IR at the moment.
He is.
So
Yes, he is.
he didn't even get a phone call for this one. So
Nope.
Ryan should be nervous. He has 2 guys auditioning
It's going
live.
to be tough. He's going to have to earn himself back.
I think one of
Cash.
the
Ryan.
Exactly.
Cash. Okay.
Yeah. Venmo.
Well, he should have plenty of cash because he's
He should.
he's getting free rides on all this traveling he's doing here. So, but I heard somebody on a sports team said your best attribute is just being available. So being available for the game, and your skill level may not be as good as somebody else, but if you're healthy and can go and they can't, you're in there. So
Makes sense.
Ryan should be nervous. So.
yeah, well, he's got to have somebody with the last name of G to replace him. So
No,
we're both S's here. So
Yeah,
Dan,
exactly.
you better watch out.
Yeah.
No, we're locked in. So that yeah, we're good on that front. So, well, Brandon, I guess we teased it a little bit. We'll go ahead and let you tell a little bit about what happened to you, and I'm going to tag on a serious note at the end, I think. But
Okay.
go ahead and just let the people know what happened after you were on several months ago now, I guess.
Well, it was sort of a shock to the rest of my family, but I'd had been having some heart issues that I was not telling my family about, so I was sort of embarrassed on that front. But I'd been having some issues back in March and April and in May, and finally the good Lord above gave me a sign that I needed to go get checked out. And so we went out west on a family trip, and out west in July, they're not lying, it's 115 degrees. But it's hot, but it's a dry hot. And so I had a couple of episodes out there, so I'm very thankful that what I'm about to talk about, I didn't have a heart attack while I was out west, because it could have been really really bad. But
because you guys were out in the middle of nowhere hiking, and
yeah, we were right outside of Moab, Utah. So but I got back from vacation, and good Lord above gave me some heart pains, I guess is a good word to say. And so I went to the July 13th. I went to the emergency room, and then from there, I had a couple other episodes, and so I had an arteriogram done on that Thursday, and they determined that I had 5 blockages, and that was definitely a shock to myself and to Chrissy, and so that was at Hendersonville Hospital, and so from there I went to Centennial, and had 5 bypasses done on July the 16th. So, through all that, it was a trying time, because I'd never been in the hospital, never had anything wrong with me. I'm 47 years old, did not expect to have 5 bypasses surgery. It was, I highly recommend, if you ever have any heart issues, Centennial is a good hospital. So I'm kind of plugging Centennial Hospital there. And Dr. Reddy, who did my surgery, was absolutely awesome. His whole team, the nurses, everybody, it was a good experience. If you say having bypass surgery is a good experience, but it was great. I've told many people this. I had a lot of people praying for me, probably 3 of these guys sitting in this room with me. And I had this church praying for me. I knew that. I knew that Chrissy loved me. I really did. But for what she did for me, she never left my side, never did anything that was asked of her. So I guess I'm sort of putting her on a pedestal. Maybe I'll get some good brownie points for this. But
Chrissy is Brandon's wife, for those that may
true.
not know.
Yes, she is. And so she was awesome and never left my side. And not because JC is sitting in this room, but his lovely bride, Jeannie, took care of me also as far as coming to the house. She always answered the phone when I called her after the fact. So I appreciate that. JC knows that, and Jeannie knows that too. So, but after that, I just kind of hung out at the house and realized that, I don't like the 4 walls of my house as much as I thought I did, because I sat there and looked at them a lot. And before I was able to go back to work, but I'm good to go. So that's pretty much it.
So the serious moment is, we're 4 guys here, and I think it's kind of a universal thing of we just tough through it. I don't need to go to the doctor. I don't need to go to the hospital. It's just heartburn, or it's just this, it's just that, whatever. But go get yourself checked out.
Go get yourself. It was one of those ones.
It's not worth it.
When we got back from vacation on that Monday and Tuesday, I was hurting the whole time. It never. When I was having my episodes, it would leave. It would go away. And so I thought, I'm good. But Monday and Tuesday, I was constantly hurting. My heart I just felt my arms were tingling. It just never left. And so that's when I decided, okay, quit being stubborn, quit being Mr. Macho Man, and go get yourself checked out. Now, I didn't realize I was going to, obviously, I thought I was just going to go there. They're going to let me go home. I'll be able to go back to work Thursday. Oh, well, that didn't happen, so, but I'd highly recommend it. Go get checked out. So,
and not just for heart issues, but when you're not right, so go get checked out. And mental health is very important too. We don't like to talk about it. We don't like to acknowledge it, but it's a real thing. So don't be embarrassed. Set a good example for your family. Set a good example for people at your work, people in your community, people you are around. Take care of yourself. And if someone sees you doing that physically, mentally, getting that help, getting checked out, you're going to be a good example for them, and they're going to maybe have the strength to go do that because they see your example. So do it for yourself, but do it for other people too. Set that example, and don't be embarrassed. Don't be, feel like you're not strong or whatever the case is. Take care of yourself, and your example is going to help take care of others. So
Sure.
All right. There's your serious moment for this. That might be the only serious moment we have.
I hope so.
I held back. I held back.
So JC's been ready. So we have the dump button ready just in case any stories get out that shouldn't get out. We hope we don't have to cut anything, but don't hold back, fellas. Don't hold back.
That's right.
So we are going to dig into the mailbag. We teased that a little bit earlier as well. So we have a couple things that have been sent to us, and we're going to get into that. We're also JC sent one in a group text earlier that I really liked. So we're going to. It's the middle of October now as we record this, getting close to Halloween. Mm-hmm. JC, I'll let you ask it. It was your question. I'll let you go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, I just thought, what's the favorite Halloween candy that first comes to mind, and then maybe the one you don't even want to look at when you get it too? I don't remember those peanut butter things where they're in black and orange wrappers when I was a kid. Is that peanut butter or whatever?
That's the very last thing you eat when all the other candy's gone.
I gave mine to Dad, and he just sit there and chuck them all night long. He loved them. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to assume everyone did this, but you judge people based on the Halloween candy they give out.
Of course.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would say Snickers is probably my favorite. Just I don't know how that came about, maybe from Halloween candy, but my greatest thing I ever got as a kid on Halloween, we were in an apartment complex, which gold mine. I mean, you got door after door after door
for sure,
right there. Minimal walking, hit up the apartment complex. But knocked on this. I was 10 years old, something. The prime Halloween time right there. Knocked on the door. The guy comes, straight face, stone face. I don't have any candy, and I mean, had that half second of just being crushed. And he said, "But I do have this." And he pulled out from behind his back a Nerf football and gave me a Nerf one of the greatest things I ever got.
For sure.
Nice.
So another good thing about being in an apartment complex and going trick-or-treating, you can hit the same door more than once.
There you go.
For sure. They forget after a while. If you go to a neighborhood house, they might remember you, but a busy apartment complex, they're seeing kids. Went back to that same house later, that same apartment, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
After he gave you a Nerf football.
Yeah.
Second time, he gave me a handful of quarters. I had like $2.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Which was great.
Sure, you remember that. Obviously, you remember that. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
Reese's. I like a Reese's.
Reese's.
Peanut butter cup. I do.
Mine's probably got to be candy corn and peanuts together. I mean, that's sort of, we have it here at our harvest party. I kind of plug the harvest party here, but they're always in the center of the table there, and you just go by and grab you a handful of the candy corn and peanuts. That's kind of my favorite. Kind of like a payday.
It tastes like a payday. The first time I heard of that, I was like, that is nasty. I tried it. It tastes like a payday candy bar.
It does.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
I was on a call at work today, and there was a little trivia contest we had for a prize or whatever, and the question came up, what was the original name of candy corn?
Witch's hat.
Chicken feet. And I don't know why.
Chicken feet.
Don't know why.
Huh.
Why would that be?
Well,
Thought that was pretty interesting.
that is very interesting. Chicken feet.
I know one thing. Stefano has never and will never eat chicken feet.
Probably not. I mean, you have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty basic. Basic, we'll say, instead of picky.
yeah.
Will you eat chicken feet?
I would not pay for it, but I might try it if it was there.
Just to say that you.
I have friends who eat chicken feet.
Oh my goodness!
But
mercy.
they also eat a lot of stuff that I wouldn't
Ostrich
eat.
burgers.
I've had that. No,
I know.
I would eat that. But, I mean, they have like the balut eggs and stuff like that. I don't think I could do that one.
Wow.
Right.
But yeah, that's I will try chicken's feet, I think. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Full-size candy bars. Anytime you get a house on Halloween giving out full-size candy bars, that's another gold mine right there.
Yeah.
Hit 12 Stones on go to 12 Stones subdivision. You'll get some of those over at 12 Stones.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. So I'm just saying
that's close to where JC lives.
Yeah.
Right.
So sort of more close to where Fano lives.
Yeah.
Mondays are over there, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Amanda's over there.
Yeah.
That's where Russell's on the IR right now.
He is.
He is recouping.
That's a good one though. Favorite candy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Should have brought some. I have some candy in my office. Should have brought that up here.
No.
I go Reese's too, but I do double dip on the Blizzard at Dairy Queen. It's Reese's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
If someone's handing out a Blizzard on Halloween though,
No,
that's a little sketchy.
You used to get popcorn balls a lot too, but that's kind of and fruit. But took a razor blade hidden in that piece of fruit one time back in the 70s, and that went by the wayside. So.
Seriously, you found that?
No, I didn't, but you heard stories on the news.
Horror stories.
Take your food to the ER and X-ray your candy or whatever.
And
unfortunately.
that would cost you. I don't want to know how much to try to do something like that.
$10 copay.
Did you have a favorite costume that you wore as a kid?
I mean, man, when I was a kid, say I'm older, so it was those nasty plastic masks with the one string and
the one little rubber band.
And I got a nice cape one year, and to go with the Gene Simmons mask, and I think I did that till I was from age 8 to 15. It was simple but effective. So I guess that'd be my favorite.
Man, I'm trying to.
I had a pretty solid Optimus Prime. One of those plastic, things. Cut your hand on it, kind of. Optimus Prime.
That's a
just
good
a
one.
mask. I think I didn't have anything else really. Just a mask. So I wore that a couple Halloweens.
I cannot think of a favorite costume over here. I was already ugly enough, so I didn't really need a costume for Halloween. So, man, I can't think of anything.
I don't know. I would think my favorite costume, I guess. I had one of the little plastic masks. It was a Pee Wee Herman costume.
Oh,
nice.
That was. It wasn't my favorite, but I remember wearing that for some reason.
Did you have the white shoes?
I don't think I had white shoes, but it was one of those. You had like the paper thin costume, and had his little gray suit and the mask. But
Was your mom Large Marge? Maybe
she weighed maybe 110 pounds. So, but I remember I liked that costume, but it was hot that night, and those plastic masks would kind of suffocate you. So I kept it on top of my head the whole time, so you couldn't even tell what I was.
Right.
Yeah.
But my favorite costume as a kid, I had a lion costume that you like, total body thing.
Yeah.
And, it zips up, had a big, huge, furry mane and the tail.
It's good on the cold nights.
Yeah.
But
Not good on the hot night.
No.
It depends on what it was like.
No.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool because it was a solid costume. It wasn't a cheap old plastic mask and stuff. So that was a good one. All right, digging into the mailbag. This comes from Amanda. Amanda sent this in, podcast at parkwaybc.net. Send us your questions and comments, or you can comment on a YouTube video. We'll check that out too and bring that in. But unique restaurant in Tennessee. I have a good one.
go ahead and start because I'm trying to think of one. That's
all right.
So one I think of was in Missouri, but go ahead.
Well, we can branch out from Tennessee. This is just what Amanda sent in, but we can branch out. But if you ever come to Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, you want to look up Monell's.
Okay.
Monell's is one of the best restaurants you will ever have in your life. You sit down, they have tables that sit 12 or 15 people. And so if you go in with a group of 5 people, you sit with 7 other people that you don't know, and they just bring out food food. Like they just keep bringing it out. So they have big bowls. It's grandma style, home style. So they'll hand you a bowl of mashed potatoes. You get what you want, pass it down. Then comes the fried chicken and everything else, and it is great. Monell's. So
it's a good place.
Check that out if you're ever in the Nashville area. I think
they have fried chicken every day.
They have fried chicken every day, and then the other meat, they'll have like 3 meat, and they rotate. Monday is whatever, Tuesday something different, but they always have fried chicken. It's good stuff, man.
I think the bread pudding there. Is it bread pudding maybe?
Banana
or corn pudding?
Oh, they do have corn pudding.
Yeah, the corn pudding I remember being very good as well.
Yeah, it's great. Don't plan to be too productive after you eat there.
Nap time.
It's solid nap time. It's also price-wise not bad. It's all you can eat. I mean, they keep bringing it as long as you keep on eating.
They get good sweet tea, too.
And good stuff. We need to take a GPS to Guide road trip. Go down to Monell's.
Let's do it.
But that would be my favorite restaurant in Tennessee, Monell's. Check that out.
Well, that's a unique for me. We were traveling for, I can't remember what. We stopped over in Sykeston, Missouri, Lambert's, home of the throw rolls. That's pretty fun to watch because a lot of people can't catch a baseball or something they're supposed to catch, and you start throwing rolls and hot rolls too at that, and it's pretty funny. And they glance off the stuff hanging from the ceiling, and it gets pretty entertaining pretty quick.
Nice.
That's always a good one. I'm gonna sell some people out right here, but Aunt Catfish down in Daytona Beach, but they have a cinnamon roll bar. I mean, it's just there all the time that you go get it whenever you want to, and I mean they've got this giant almost a milk jug full of the syrup or whatever, and they open up the bottom. It's just pouring all over those.
The icing?
Yes, the icing, yes. And it makes you salivate just looking at it.
And it's not sugar-free.
No. And I'm embarrassed at what Gary Young and Josh Wofford, the amount of cinnamon rolls they ate at that place. And that week. We went back twice in the week we were there because we liked it so much the first time. But, yeah, it's almost like you could lay under it and let that icing get you, in the face would have been perfect.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in the Nashville area, we are Music City, USA, but we are also now one of the food cities, USA. So if you're a vegetarian or you have special foods that you like, we have that too. So lots of this is kind of a melting pot city, so lots of different cultures and backgrounds. So you have food from all over the world here that you can find readily available. I went to an Indian restaurant a couple months ago, I guess over the summer, and had lots of Indian cuisine that I'd heard about but not tried before. So you can find a little bit of everything here.
Was that near the airport?
No, this was in West Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a guy take us over there. his family's from India, and he took us and he was telling us what to get and what stuff was, and they had like parts with meat and stuff, and then they had a large vegetarian menu and stuff as well. So a lot of vegetarians in India. So lots of good food here.
My nephew Josiah Moore, that was adopted from Ethiopia, there was traditionally there for a while on his birthday. We would go to an Ethiopian restaurant, and it was encouraged to get the food, but to have a bread that's called wat, like spelled W-A-T, and it smelled and looked like eating a washcloth. And so I can't even try it. I said, I'm sorry, Josiah. I said, what have y'all got?
I love you, but
are there any chicken tenders in this menu or this place? That's kind of my thought there. But
I bet Stefano would have been on that train.
Probably so.
You would have tried it?
No.
Or you joined me?
No.
Been right there with
in the hunt for
JC.
chicken tenders, yes.
Yeah.
If you've never been to Radazio's,
can't go there now.
Can't go there now. There's one in Chattanooga. It's well worth a two-hour drive to Chattanooga. It's a Brazilian steakhouse, and they meat after meat after meat. It's extremely good. So, but you cannot go to the one downtown. It's no longer there.
Yeah.
I think it came up Cock of the Walk.
Oh yeah,
I think on the prior episode with their fried pickles.
Yes.
Oh yeah, fried pickle.
Cock of the Walk is good regardless.
Yeah,
good cornbread.
Yeah, I think
very good cornbread.
Yeah, that's when we had Rudy Kalis on. We were talking about fried pickles.
Right.
Yeah.
Their tartar sauce is not right, though.
No.
Because it's something about it.
It is. You're right.
I don't mess with the...
Agreed.
I don't know that I've ever had their tartar sauce, but
Yeah.
I'm too busy stuffing my face with other stuff.
Yeah.
But check out our Instagram page. Speaking of world travelers, I was in Florida last week with my family and took a picture of some fried alligator bites that we tagged Mr. Stefano in,
Yes.
and he kindly said he would have passed on that. But I think he would have. If he would have been there, I think he would have tried one bite.
I think I've had alligator
Because
bites
he didn't have
before.
to pay for it.
Yeah.
I believe maybe once.
I had some in New Orleans one time. It's a really tough chicken.
Right.
Kinda.
That's
really,
I think
for a steak. It's not much.
I don't know where we were, but I think I was with Greg Lott. It was many moons ago.
Yeah.
I believe I tried some alligator.
So Stefano says he's a picky eater, but that's one of the reasons he get. I mean, I'll let him tell his own story, but he has great. It's very good reasoning. If you haven't heard it before, listen up.
There you go. So I don't want to be disappointed. I'm an eater, so I don't want to order something new that I don't know anything about just to try, and then me be disappointed with it. Mm-hmm. Still be hungry. Do I go home hungry? Do I order another plate of something? So that's why I'm more picky. I kind of stay to what I go with what I know.
Very good.
I don't
justification.
stray. I don't stray off the path too much.
Very good justification, in my opinion.
And that's not fun. I know it's not fun, but
True.
But he doesn't go home hungry.
There you go.
It's his money's worth. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's see what else we have in the mailbag here. Most embarrassing moment, and this is also from Amanda. She sent us a couple in, but I tell you what. So be thinking about an embarrassing moment. But let's finish up on this food. This is from Lori. Favorite cereal?
No brainer here. I'm Fruit Loops all the way.
Oh, JC.
Fruity
Same.
Fruity Pebbles.
JC, yes.
Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
We separated at birth, Stefano.
I have no idea. I don't know. Grant's falling right in line too.
Is he really?
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
So
Without a doubt.
at Hardee's, which is a restaurant chain here, I think they have Carl's.
Carl's Jr.
Carl's in other parts of the country it's called Carl's.
Mm-hmm.
Carl's Jr. Same thing. But they used to have little mini donuts that were Fruit Loop flavored. And you would get 6 of them in a pack, and they were different colors, green, purple, blue, whatever color. Tasted exactly like Fruit Loops. They were great.
Yeah.
It was a limited time item. It was wonderful.
Interesting. Yeah. Mine would have to be Fruity Pebbles.
Nice.
Kind of Fruit Loops, but
Close.
Fruity
You're
Pebbles.
close.
But
You're
it's
in the same arena.
yeah.
I don't know that I have a favorite. I enjoy all cereals.
All of
and
them?
I could just
You
rotate.
don't have a go-to.
Well, probably now my go-to would be Honey Bunches of Oats
Okay.
with almonds. But that's probably my go-to right now. But all cereal, just bring it on. I love all cereal, all of it.
Yeah.
The Jerry Seinfeld of
Yes, yeah. So that I guess that kind of unknowingly ties into an embarrassing moment for me. So it's more disappointing than embarrassing. I'm not really embarrassed by it. But when I was a kid, there were 5 kids that grew up in the house. And so in the mornings before school, we would have cereal. And the rule was you could have 1 bowl of good cereal. So that would be your Fruity Pebbles, your Fruit Loops, whatever. If you wanted a second bowl, it had to be cornflakes. Straight cornflakes, no sugar, no nothing like, So they were making sure you were eating because you were hungry, not because you wanted the sugar. Parents were rough back then. But so I thought I had the system licked one day, and Honey Nut Cheerios. That was my first one. I said, I'm going to get as many Honey Nut Cheerios on this bowl as I can get. So, I mean, it's piled up. I'm kind of holding it together, pouring the milk in, and my grandmother's like, we got to go. I'm eating this giant bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios and just didn't have enough time. She said, all right, time to go to school. Put that in the refrigerator. So I go to school all day. I come home, and as soon as I walk in the door, go get that bowl out of the refrigerator, sit down and eat it. Those Honey Nut Cheerios were this big. They had just soaked up milk all day, this big. That's a slight exaggeration, but not much.
Not much.
And so I had to sit there and eat that, and it was just soggy. Man, I was crying. I was like, oh. I don't know how long I sat there. It felt like hours. And then finally my grandfather came in and was like, throw that mess away. Get out here. Go play.
Yeah.
But, that was nasty.
How did your colon process all that?
I probably ran it off in about 5 minutes once I got released from bondage there of the dining room table. But, it was – don't ever let Honey Nut Cheerios soak in a bowl of milk during the day and then come home and eat it. That's nasty.
Yeah, it's probably
or if you do, take a video of it and send it to us. We'll share that with our listeners.
I could solve world hunger with that. If it expands like that, just put something there, Daniel.
I mean, a G.I. Joe guy could have used that as an inner tube to. Oh man,
wow,
they were nasty. They were nasty. It's kind of like the little Peeps marshmallow stuff. If you put them in the microwave, they blow up. They blow up. It's kind of that same deal. Gotcha. If you haven't tried that, get your parents' permission.
Yeah, right.
Try it. So,
most embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing moment. Anybody else have an embarrassing moment?
To kind of preface this, my mom had a colon rupture on her one time, very seriously. She had to have a procedure. Actually, she wore, sometimes you had to wear the colostomy bag on your side for a while, and and it was reversed later. But anyway, she was very sick and had to take her to the ER, and the doctor came out, and me and Dad were there waiting on her to get done, and we were in the emergency waiting room, whatever. The doctor came out, everything's okay, but he said we did have to remove part of the colon, and I immediately said, so she has a semicolon to the doctor. And he just looked at me like, who are you, or why would you even say that right now? And just,
Yeah.
It just came to me, it came out, it fell flat.
Pretty quick, JC.
Yeah. But
JC is holding back. JC has a very quick wit, and he's holding back for recording purposes.
I just thought about that.
Yeah. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
Know your crowd. Know the room, JC.
No,
that's right.
You have one off the top of your head you can think of?
I'm trying to think.
So I do not.
When I was in 6th grade, again, like just kind of the height of being embarrassed, we were in school sitting there and had a jacket on, and I had to sneeze. So I turned my head, put it on my arm to sneeze. It seemed like the entire upper part of my arm covered in snot. And I'm like, oh my, you're kind of looking around. Did anybody see that? And then it's like, well, what do I do now? Because got that on my jacket and just out there. So that was pretty. I think I got it off without anyone noticing. But then you're trying to clean it off. And
you mentioned school. I guess I do have one. We were back at during high school, maybe junior high, but we had to, for PE, we had PE clothes that we wore. So, and so we started shanking people. Obviously, my last name being Shanks, hey,
okay. Do you want to explain what that is for people that may not?
Well, I'm getting ready. It's going to be kind of the most embarrassing moment. So we would all try to, if you forgot to tighten your shorts up, I'm talking like tie them to where it would literally cut into your waist, you were in trouble. Well, Brandon, that's AKA me. I shanked people all day long, but for some reason I just my brain was not working one day during PE, and I forgot to tie my shorts up. And one of my buddies got me one time, and luckily just the shorts was the only thing that came down. But right there we were playing dodgeball, and it was almost like at mid-court of the basketball, and I got shanked. And
so for those of you that may be listening in another country or something that don't know what that is when you pull the shorts down of someone else. So you would go up to your friend from behind most of the time, and you're trying to embarrass them, and you try and pull their shorts down to their ankles.
That is correct.
And expose their underoos.
Yeah, yes. Well, the underoos was exposed in front of everybody there in PE. Nice. So that was probably one of my most embarrassing moments, but I did to get that individual back a couple of days later, so I was kind of happy with that. But
if you're in that 5th to 8th grade range, that's high embarrassment. Yeah, that's prime shanking age and prime embarrassment age too.
For sure. for sure. So anyway, yeah, but we would tie our shorts so tight. It was, man.
You better.
It was going to be bad news for you.
Gotta
So,
be on guard.
man, you just literally just pull those shorts. But
And even if you're listening in America, I know some other places they call it, pantsing or something like that. It has different names, but
Yes.
anyone who has grown up, in a school setting, you know what we're talking about.
That's right.
You know the drill. You may have
It's
called
probably
it something
happened to
else,
you.
but
It's probably happened to you.
yeah. And you try and catch it. You try and get that
Yeah.
catch that waistband before you have
Yes.
any exposure
Yeah.
there.
yeah, that's true.
But
Very true.
Brandon just reminded me of one too, because first job I had was Burger King, as a 16-year-old, and I was working at the restaurant. And the manager, hey, go take out the trash. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I remember standing at the front door, getting the main trash can, the container open, and get ready to open it up. And lo and behold, as I'm doing my dirty deed of taking the trash, the girl I had a crush on in high school just walked right in the front door. Stand there with the trash can wide open. It was like, oh, man.
Timing.
If I ever got the guts to ask her, that's out the window anyway.
You're the trash man.
And the Burger King outfits in the 80s are not the best in the world either. Let's just go ahead and say
hey,
that.
how's it going?
It's like something off What's Happening or that old TV show.
Did you have the little paper hat?
It was
paper hat.
It was
with
a
the-
short brown corduroy bill with matching brown pants, and some orange in there too.
Nice.
It was rough. It really
Nice.
was. So
Man, that's
that
rough.
kind of ruined any chance. Not that there was one, but
That's right.
But if she could only see you now.
that's right.
There you go.
She can on Facebook, but it's a little too far away now.
Any games that anyone else has played, if you might live somewhere else, India. We have a lot of listeners in India, and a lot of listeners other places too. Send us some games. Let us know. You might have some games that you played that we're not familiar with as kids, and we'd like to hear those stories as well. We'll give you a shout out. So podcast@parkwaybc.net, or leave us a comment on YouTube on this episode, and we'll give you a little credit for that story there. So, speaking of school, this was kind of brought up in our text earlier. I think Brandon has a shot or two he wants to fire over here.
Well, if you haven't watched my J.C. Swafford pitch, he was a pitcher at Tennessee Tech, and there's been some of us that have been very,
which is a college,
Tennessee Tech University, which is in Cookeville, Tennessee, but if you've had the privilege, I've had the privilege of watching JC pitch on a video that he has against
VHS.
I was going to say that's not a DVD.
It's not
Tape.
a DVD.
Tape.
It's one of those ones that you put that it spins. It's on the
reel.
Reel. Yeah, no. But I've had the privilege of watching him pitch against Tennessee, and he pitched very well against Tennessee back in the day. So,
and to preface this, I don't go around with this just ready to show it to anybody who wants to see it.
but we can get a copy of it.
I made a deal with, I don't know if you know Christy Utley that attends church here. She played basketball for Kentucky. And I made a deal. I said, you bring yours, I'd like to see yours, and I'll trade off. And so we did. And, man, she could. If I shot like her, I think I'd shoot that much too. But she sure did. She shot a lot. She made a lot. That was pretty.
She sure did.
She filled it up at Beach.
Yes, she did.
She
Got her
did.
name on the
there.
wall.
Oh,
Yep.
yes, she did.
So-
Anytime they put your name on the wall, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Since there's only 3 up there.
Yeah.
Unless it's
She
a
done
post
something
office.
right.
Yeah.
They put your name on the wall in the post office. Maybe not doing something right. But other than that, yeah.
I think she's still Christy Utley, still the all-time leader, 3-point leader, still at Kentucky.
I think she may be.
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
That's a
Professional
high,
score.
high praise coming from a basketball school like Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that does remind me of an embarrassing moment because Brandon brought that up. Because when you go to school, or the sports information department comes by and they do stuff, publications, that kind of thing. So they give you the sheet and says fill all this out. Kind of like the other day, favorite sport, stats in high school, favorite band, all this kind of stuff. So the back of my baseball card that I had, they made them.
What year was this?
This would have been late 80s, 87 through 90. And on the back of my card, it said I'm a big Jack Nicklaus fan. I'm cool with that. But it says also like Alf watermelon, and Van Halen. So that just doesn't do well over time.
What else do you need for a good weekend right there?
Alf was a big hit.
You got
right then.
snacks?
Alf was.
I'm not ashamed.
Alf was hot.
I'm not ashamed.
Alf was hot.
You got snacks, you got tunes, you got TV. I mean, what else you need?
Little Van Halen.
Alf. If you don't know what Alf is, Google that. Find it on YouTube.
You'll be entertained.
Yes, you
really
would be.
You will
Great
be.
show.
I loved it
You're
when I
ashamed
was
of
a
that.
kid.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. Good stuff.
For sure.
I'm curious this other favorite TV show. Maybe me and Stefano will match on that too, but I'm a little bit too older for this one.
Let's see. Favorite TV show?
So this says favorite TV show as a kid.
as a
We're
kid?
digging
Is
into
that from the mailbag too? Or?
digging into the mailbag again. Yeah. Moving on to another question.
Since Alf
Man,
was
we
mentioned.
love answering questions from the fans, so please send them in. Next question here on the list: favorite TV show as a kid.
It's very, very wholesome. He's had a turn as of late, but real big fan of the Cosby Show.
I mean, who
Real big fan of the Cosby Show.
in the
so
'80s? Who
Yeah.
wasn't? I
That's
mean,
true.
You
That's
had
true.
to be.
It was money.
Yeah.
It was money.
And I mean, even his stand-up comedy at the time is still funny today.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Still is. He,
You know,
he's-
separate the work from the person, and he did great work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
indeed.
So.
I'd have to go to the Cosby Show. Sorry, JC. We might have taken different paths on this. So
It's a little behind me, but yeah. That's a good choice.
Mine probably had to be MacGyver.
Oh, that's a great.
I was a big MacGyver fan.
Yeah.
One reason was that it came on Monday nights. It came on at 7:00, and then Monday Night Football came on at 8:00. So I had from 7 to 10:30.
yeah.
Because I would watch MacGyver, and I used to love the way he would, always come through at the end. Obviously, that's the way the TV show works. But build anything, do anything, get out of anything that he did, he was able to get out of, and then it led right into Monday Night Football. You had Howard Cosell, I think, originally did the Monday Night Football. I think that was before MacGyver, though. But
Yeah.
Sports trivia. JC's got you covered.
Frank Gifford was on the Monday Night Football then.
Yeah. Keith Jackson was actually the first play-by-play guy. First year in 1970 or 71, I think it was.
Yeah, that was definitely before MacGyver. That was before my time, JC. But no, and mine would definitely be MacGyver.
Nice.
Anytime that they create a new word after your show, that's a pretty successful show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you get added into the common vernacular, I'm going to go MacGyver this thing up. Pretty successful show.
Yeah.
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 I guess probably my second favorite. We're probably not doing second favorite. Would probably be either the A-Team or Knight Rider. I kind of like, especially talking to us, before whatever the Apple Watch is and all that stuff.
Back when it was still fantasy,
He's
and
well-
we thought that
well
will
ahead of
never
his time.
happen.
Yeah. Well ahead of his
That'll
time.
never happen.
Was it
Yeah,
Kit? Was
Kit.
Kit
Oh,
was
yeah.
the car name. Oh my gosh,
Night
Well,
Industries 2000, I believe is what that stood for.
Yes. Good call.
Yep. So that was anyway. We're sort of
Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Man, that guy's still
Had some killer shows, man.
Man, he's still
Made his mark.
kicking
He's
it.
made his mark.
Baywatch.
Singer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a singer. I think he's really big in Europe.
Yes, he very
International
Germany
star.
especially.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's legit.
I mean,
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good shows.
Knight Rider and whatever his name was on Baywatch. I mean, that was
Yeah.
I never
Trying
seen
to
that
think.
show.
y'all might want to scoot
Yeah,
away
we're-
from
There you go,
JC.
yeah.
JC, we're in church, buddy.
Yes. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Let's see. Did you say a favorite show?
I did not, but man, growing up, TV hit hard for me in the late 70s. Of course, when I was a kid too, man. You ate dinner and then you just watched TV. I mean, there wasn't a lot going on. So
Right.
That's true.
I mean, 7 to 9 or 10, you'd watch shows every night. And, man, I was a big Happy Days fan. And,
Yeah. Okay.
Fonzie,
Fonzie.
Richie, and
Yeah.
all the Cunninghams.
Uh-huh.
And I used to know all those. Laverne and Shirley rolled in right behind that. That was another good show. So, it was fun time. Charlie's Angels, that was another big hit back in the 70s, too, that enjoyed the originals.
For sure.
I like the Cosby Show. That was one of our favorites. Back in the day, they had TGIF Friday night.
Yep.
You had a couple hours of shows like
Yep.
Full House and
Yeah.
Family Matters, I think, was on there.
Yeah.
A couple other shows. So those were all good. We would watch that. But one of my favorites was A-Team. I mean, who didn't love the A-Team?
I know, man. Those
everybody
were
wanted to. Well, I don't know. I wanted to be Mr. T. I had a Mr. T piggy bank. It was like from his shoulders up, just his head.
Yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
That thing was
Mr.
great.
T.
Yeah.
If I ever would have filled that up, there's no way I could have lifted it. But
I'm gonna
it'd
get
be
you
good
sucker.
if you'd have dropped a coin in it and said, "I penny the fool." Yeah, that would have been good.
we trademark that right now. We trademark it.
Yeah.
Don't. Man.
Whenever you used to not get on an airplane or a helicopter, those were so funny episodes.
How many times can they knock him out? Or drug him to get him on this?
Man, those were classic TV shows.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, let's see. Next on the list, what is a song that when you hear it, you got to belt it out? And if you're unfamiliar with that term, belt it out, that means you have to sing, and you're singing loud and proud, and there's nobody going to hold you back. Any kind of song. JC, I mean, we know, what'd you say, well, you used to have a Kiss mask for Halloween, and then Van Halen.
Yeah.
Van Halen's on the back of his baseball card.
Van Halen was good, and they went through a real popular '80s function there. But I tell you, I'm really here lately, and my kids are probably, if they listen to this, they won't be surprised that I said this and then embarrassed in the same thing. But anything to do with The Greatest Showman right now, it's just,
I know.
I don't know how I got onto that, but I can't get away from it. I'll play those videos, let them just run the music while I'm working. And,
those kind of pull you in.
Yeah.
They kind of pull you in
a
little slow, and then you get hooked.
Yeah, and I can't carry a tune with a handle, and so when I'm by myself, it sure sounds good. But they really draw me in.
Exactly.
My daughter's in the marching band, and I told her she needs to go to the band director and suggest that as their performance for next year.
Sure.
Yeah.
I said you could do that. People would recognize it. You could have some of the kids from choir record some of the solos if you want to do that, and make it a big thing. And she's like, nah, pass on that. And I'm like, well, okay, it'd be great. I'll just sit here and watch what y'all do.
Yeah.
So support all the arts. We're not just sports fans and supporting sports. We support all things here. And as a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, we will have our first musical guest. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but stay tuned.
Is it Eddie Van Halen?
It is not. It is not. But
JC will be here.
If we could make
Hugh
that
Jackman,
happen,
maybe?
Hugh Jackman would be great.
For
I'd
sure.
say so.
That dude is.
I'd say so.
Anytime you get Wolverine in studio, you got to take
sure.
that. He's man. That dude can sing too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But a song. Do you have a favorite song that you, or a song that if you hear it, you just gotta let go?
I guess with it being football season, of course, I've got two guys sitting to my left here. Mine would have to be Rocky Top. I know that a lot of people don't like that song, and it drives people crazy. But if you're a Tennessee fan, you love that song, and so every time I hear it, I have to belt it out. And so
again, for our non-local listeners, Rocky Top is the college fight song for the University of Tennessee.
that is true.
Brandon is a big fan of the University of Tennessee, so that's what he is referencing when he says Rocky Top. It's their fight song.
Their
It's one of the official state of Tennessee songs as well. I don't recognize it, but it is.
That's right. I knew that was coming, which is fine.
I'll stick with Tennessee Waltz.
Right.
Yeah, that was a
JC,
good one too.
JC is not a Tennessee fan. If you didn't guess.
He is a Tennessee Vols fan.
Yes.
He's a Tennessee fan. No,
Tennessee
just playing.
man. No orange.
But no,
orange on this side.
So that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. But no, that would probably have to be a song that I do belt out since it is football season. No. But we're a basketball school, so
It's kind of a tough question because
That is.
like as soon as we stop recording and you drive home, I should have said this song or whatever.
sure.
But one that I may not sing, but no matter where you are, if you're in the car, you're going to play the steering wheel drums. If you're out and about somewhere else, you'll play air drums. What's the Phil Collins song that Mike Tyson did?
Coming in the air tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
When it hits that drum solo,
That's right.
you just
Got to let loose.
can't help but participate.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ignore it. So
And Bohemian Rhapsody's another, I think, by Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Everybody-
Journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good
Can't
one.
Don't
go
Stop
wrong with
Believing.
Yeah, don't stop. Yeah, that's a good one.
Probably so.
So there's a less well-known song by Genesis called "I Can't Dance." That one I will. I got to sing when I hear it. It's,
I can't. Okay.
Nice.
You can look that up.
I have to pull that up on Spotify.
Yeah. And after you do that, pull up GPS to God and give us a good rating and review.
That's right. Exactly.
Good rating and
Good
review
use.
right there.
Good
Yeah.
use.
So since you went animated with an answer earlier,
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't guess Greatest Showman's animated, but the movie Sing, like I don't know if it's Disney or what, but animated movie about the animals that sing and have a little talent show.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that?
I have not.
Oh man, you got to check that out. SING, Sing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a gorilla that sings on that show, and he sings a Elton John song. That one, I got to let loose on that one when I hear that one. I'll think of the name of the song here in a second.
Yeah.
But
Sing. I don't think I've.
you haven't seen that? Oh man,
No.
I can't think of the song that you're. I can't think of the song that you're.
Yeah, talks amongst yourselves as I look that up.
It's not bare necessities. It's like
No.
that.
These are like real songs.
Oh,
That is a good one, though.
Gotcha.
Bare
can't think of-
necessities
I
is.
can-
I mean, if you
hear
hear that,
him.
you got to hum it.
Oh,
right?
for
You gotta hear
sure.
it.
I just thought about the gorilla,
can't-
so this kind of made me think that. There's another one-hit wonder from the 80s, and it got it was the top 5 one-hit wonders of all time on VH1 that I really enjoy. Another one is Come On Eileen,
Oh yeah.
Dixie's Midnight Runners. You'll hear that a lot on soft rock, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know the words. I pretend to sing it, and like I do, and so that's another good one.
That might be a good question.
That's
you
a real
you would
good
have
question.
to have to put some thought in it, but songs that you think you know the words, or you're saying these words and they're not even close.
Not even, right.
I will sell my wife out on one of those because it's Little Red Corvette by Prince, and she was singing "Lady" in a red Corvette. And I'm like, what are you doing? But I've got my own mistakes as well. So
I'm Still Standing by
yeah.
Elton John.
Yeah.
So in the movie Sing, the gorilla, whatever his name is, sings that song. And it's one of my jams.
Late 80s tunes.
All right, we probably have time for one more question. Let's see. I'll let you guys pick one. This is from Lori again. Favorite memory with your wife? Best gift ever received? Best concert attended? Favorite memory with your wife? Best gift ever received? Best concert attended? Every memory with my wife is my favorite.
There, boy, you hit a home run with that
Hey,
one, buddy.
you're no rookie.
That's right.
You're no rookie.
You're not.
That is exactly right.
That's funny. I brought props just in case. I didn't know where this was going, right?
Oh, we don't have to end
Looky
it.
there.
Look at this.
What in the world?
So I answered a
Adelphia.
trivia.
I know it's
answered
old.
a trivia
Adelphia.
since the Bills and Titans played this week. I answered a trivia question on the radio way back in the late 90s and won 2 tickets to the Music City Miracle. So me
goodness.
and Jeannie went to the game, and after the Bills made the field goal with 30 seconds left, I'm like, Jeannie, I knew they were going to make it. It was a short field goal. I'm like, I was so mad. I was like, let's just get out of here, beat the traffic. But one time in her life, she said, no, let's just stay to the end. We've got it. And so I would have walked out on the Music City Miracle had it not been Jeannie Swafford. Anytime there's a Titans game or, that comes on, it was a great memory for us. And yes, we got a nice beer shower that we didn't want, but
It was worth it.
it was still fun. Of course, in the Bills, after they made the field goal, several of their players turned around, and because we were on like the 10th row on the 50-yard line. I mean, we were right there, and I mean, they were just letting all the Titans fans know what they thought of them at the end of the game because they thought they had it won. So that was fun to be at, and that's it comes right to mind. So
Yeah. Huh.
If you do not know what the Music City Miracle is, Google that, look that up on YouTube. Great sports play, great football play, American football for you people listening overseas. Great ending to that game. So if you have not seen that, you will thoroughly enjoy that.
Yes, for sure.
I forgot the questions already.
memory with your wife.
Favorite memory? All of them. I already answered.
A-L-L. All.
Best gift ever received or best concert attended? You guys probably attended more concerts than I have. I'm going to say JC was rocking out to the hair metal.
I did not go to a lot of concerts. I just didn't. I did not.
Well, this probably was not a favorite concert, but I'll give I went to a Taylor Swift concert with my daughter Emily. This was, not recent. Well, probably about 10 years ago. But I was in that Bridgestone. I forgot what it was called then. It was probably called something else then. But I went with her to that concert, and she sat we were in the upper deck. She sat on the very front row. I sat one seat behind her. And there was probably 500 males there amongst the other 18,000. And so I forgot who even led the concert off. But so they did an intermission, and, of course, everybody was getting ready for Taylor Swift. And I've been in that, when the Nashville Cats played there, and been a lot of Preds games and other, concerts since then. But when Taylor Swift come out from the floor, I literally thought that the roof was going to come off that thing. I mean, again, there was 18,000 screaming females, girls but whenever she popped up on that stage and the smoke and all that disappeared and Taylor Swift was standing there, again, that wasn't my favorite concert by no means, but it was the most memorable concert. Number one, I was there with Emily. And then number two, it was the loudest I've ever, in any kind of arena that I've ever been in. And, but it was just so loud, screaming. But, anyway, that was sort of a favorite concert-ish. But that was kind of crazy.
So any good concerts that you...
Not a good concert, but I just remember a bad memory of taking nieces and daughter to Hannah, Montana one time.
Oh, boy, yeah.
I don't see how they scream like that for an hour and a half straight. It's so loud. It's amazing to me.
Christy, my wife Christy, New Kids on the Block was big. The first go round, they're big again now.
They're still doing it.
Yeah,
they're still doing it.
Man, no
Which
time
is kind
limit.
of amazing.
Oh,
It is.
very amazing.
It is.
But when their first go round, she was a big fan, and her dad and a friend of his went and stayed overnight. Back then, you had to
camp out.
No internet. They camped out on the sidewalk to get tickets for her to go see New Kids on the Block. So
that's pretty cool.
She likes to tell that story and give her dad props on that one.
He was hanging tough on that.
It only took an hour, but finally. Yeah. So we expect more of that the next time you fill in, JC.
Sure. I'll check my calendar. It's pretty open.
Mine would be probably, I'm a huge Lionel Richie fan.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember.
So, myself, Lori, and I think we dragged the Edsons with us.
Probably not hard to do.
Went to see Lionel Richie.
Oh, cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. He sang all the old Commodores hits and everything. It was nice. It was nice. You know a lot more songs than you.
Oh yeah,
than you
yeah.
think.
Once they start playing,
absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming in and auditioning for Ryan. He should be scared, and
he should be.
He might not come back.
Yeah,
might have seen the last one.
That's now Ryan's to fill in. Yeah. But we want to thank you all for listening. This was kind of a lighthearted episode, getting into the mailbag. We want to hear from more of you, so please send us questions and things you want us to talk about. Podcast at parkwaybc.net, or you can comment on one of the YouTube videos, and we will make sure that we get around to you. We're going to do our traditional thing here, and we're going to send it out with a Bible verse. So today we're 2 Peter 3:9. 2 Peter 3:9, and it says, "The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance." So God is waiting on you. If you haven't made a decision for him yet, or you're not where you need to be, he is waiting for you to come to him and pull you into his loving arms. So don't wait. Make sure you're taking care of your body, physically, mentally. And Brandon, we are so glad that he made it through his episode, and just use his advice as a positive example for your life. So
yeah, thank y'all both. Brandon, JC, for
it's
coming
fun.
on.
Thanks for letting us. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
It was a fun time. It was good.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for listening to GPS the Guide, and we will see you again next week. We're out.
Right, we're off.
We hope you are enjoying GPS the Guide. Rate, review, and subscribe across every platform you use. Help us spread the word by telling your friends and family to listen and subscribe.